Rushford Economic Development Authority regarding a proposed amendment in response to a loan servicing request from Rushford Hypersonic, LLC. See attached letter from Rushford Hypersonic dated 28 February 2010 and received report from the EDA.
Joyce Avers is going to be here representing the EDA, and they did meet again today. They've had a regular meeting on March 2nd. They had an ad hoc committee that met on Wednesday, March 3rd, and then they reconvened in their adjourned meeting, tonight at 5:30, and they meted out a recommendation, and that's what Joyce is here to share with you.
Per the notes attached to the letter, the ad hoc committee did recommend to the full EDA board a relending of all prior principal payments by Hypersonic, and then to amend the loan terms for a 12-month deferral of principal and interest payments. You also have a draft addendum outlining those terms that were recommended by the ad hoc committee to the EDA and then approved by the EDA. This reflects an interest deferral equal to what the 2 years, such as was received by 1A flood loan projects. And then it starts the next principal payment on a deferred schedule up to April 1 of 2011. So maybe explain that further. Had this been treated as a 1A project, the interest and principal would have originally started in June of 2010 instead of June of 29. There were 8 payments of principal and interest, and if you add 8 to June of 2010, that gets you to February of 2011. So we're projecting interest payments for 2 months of February and March, and then principal and interest starting in April of 2011 for the renewal of the loan, if you will, with this addendum.
Except for the rate of interest, which is higher on the category 2, this in essence puts this in the same ballpark with category 1A loans. But the interest rate remains at the category 2 rate.
That's 2.5%.
At the board meeting today, the group heard the report from the ad hoc committee, and there was an exchange of information regarding what occurred at that meeting. And the board voted unanimously, I believe, to approve the recommendation to you.
I think, as I said at the full EDA meeting, this will not resolve the issues, but it will give them time to get them resolved. So this will not fix the problem, but it will give them time in order to find a fix.
And I think, as you stated earlier too, Ted, this is not a forgiveness of anything. This is just a deferral. Just giving Dan some more time.
Any questions?
Maybe we can get a question or two answered from Mr. Fox. What's the progress on the coding and all that? How's that coming along?
Very well, yeah. For those that were up at our facility, when the senator was here, they were able to see a lot of what we've done and where we've come. So it's not coding. This is more of a confluence of issues because of getting our loan 6 months after the EDA originally approved it, and us having to pay salaries out and a lot of expenses leading up, okay, until that part happened and other funding came in is part of what we're feeling right now. So this is, you know, gonna help us alleviate some of that pain until we've arranged other financing.
What's the projection for coming sales? Any projection there?
Yeah, and I provided that to the EDA.
We reviewed it.
Okay. Matter of fact, they had a complete financial breakout, so.
So you're very optimistic.
Oh, yeah, it's not a question. We have over 20 customers right now that we're gonna provide material to. So it's not a not, it's, they have to get it in and use it. That's the thing. Okay? And, they have to validate our results, which we're testing in-house, to make sure I deliver something that I'm satisfied with, will do, above and beyond what they've asked for. And we're at that point, we're gonna, we've already been in, 2 plants doing testing already. So.
It's the council's pleasure. Do we have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Discuss. We have a motion, we have a second. Anything else, Mr. Bunky?
I'll leave it to Wendy to phrase it correctly. We're talking 8C here, right?
Yes,
Yep.
it would be to approve the modification to the loan per the request for a loan service as received in the loan servicing letter, and subject to the conditions put onto it by the EDA, which would include the deferral, the mandatory requested meeting in 4 weeks between the ad hoc committee and the party borrowing, so that we, as Ted indicated, that we keep up to date and that it doesn't surprise us if there's other issues. We want to work with the borrower, we want to work with the industry to make this happen, so that's the only way we can see to do it at this time.
Thank you.
All right, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And the motion passes.